the middle game. Cowboys 7.5 and 40.5 at home against the Redskins. A little bit of Redskins money. I think it opened 8.5 at the Westgate. Dallas 7-1 all time on Thanksgiving against the Redskins. And they're 30-19-1 all time on Thanksgiving. Now the favorites to win the division, $1.80 in some spots to win the NFC East. They've turned it around. Underrated defense and feeding Elliott has been the key to the turnaround the last couple of weeks. McCoy gets his first start in a few years for the Redskins with Alex Smith out. This note from Mark Lawrence: Turkey Day favorites in the NFL, 7 points or more, 15-3 ATS. That matters in this game and the Saints game coming up. What do you think of McCoy now in for the Redskins and the Cowboys with a little bit of good mojo going?
Yeah, and I've seen them those trends bouncing around all week. With the favorites have done very well. The big favorites have done very well on Thanksgiving in recent years, and that certainly does apply to this ball game. We have another short turnaround situation, just like we had a second matchup situation, just like we had when we talked about Bears-Lions. These two teams met late October, a tight game, and Washington ended up with the 3-point win after Brett Maher's game-tying 52-yard field goal attempt hit the left upright. Remember, that came after the false start that pushed him 5 yards back. But it was a tight game throughout. And, of course, Dallas, since that time, they're a different team. I mean, you can say what you want about making one trade to bring in one guy, but Amari Cooper has changed that offense. He flat out has, because when you have to double-team a receiver, it opens things up for Zeke Elliott. All of a sudden, the running game's working. And Dallas, offensively, has looked very, very good over the last couple of weeks. Back-to-back road victories. This, of course, is a very different role for Dallas. You ask about Colt McCoy, Dallas was road dogs the last couple of weeks. Now they're home laying points and laying big points, which has not been Jason Garrett's role, even on Thanksgiving. Dallas long-term has been a very poor home favorite in the Garrett era. But Colt McCoy to Alex Smith to Colt McCoy, I made an adjustment of, I think, 1.5 points in my power rating. I don't know if it even merits that much. McCoy's been there in Washington for a long, long time. Gruden, he's been there throughout the Gruden era. They're very comfortable with him running the exact same offense. And while he's a career backup, McCoy's had some success against Dallas. Washington's problem is not a quarterback. Their problem is the fact their offensive line is shattered. It's still -3 starters. And, with the Dallas' strong defensive line, if the Redskins' offensive line can't protect, it's going to be real ugly for the Skins in this ballgame. And all the other injuries that the Redskins have suffered at running back, at wide receiver, and on down the line. Throwing the short week, throwing the travel. In my mind, those are much bigger issues for Washington than the transition from Alex Smith to Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy can play. He's not elite, but he can certainly fill in for a game against a team he's had success against.
Yep, most people don't agree there's much of a downgrade either, as Alex Smith was having bad stats as well. I could only look under in that one, as the Cowboys have played a ton of unders the last couple of years. And good point that Garrett has been awful ATS at home.
Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.